Yo, what's going on, boss?
Man, we about to get in this little recap of the game last night, man.
Oh man, what happened? That's the question.
Man,
I was rooting for you guys, man. I'm a Browns guy, bro.
I was rooting for y'all to whoop Houston.
Man, don't even get me started on that game because I felt like we wanted it, but we fell apart in the second half. I'm just like, niggas are throwing interceptions and shit, and I'm just like, bro, what is going on?
Yeah, Joe Flacco plays fucking great for the last fucking how many games, and then all of a sudden he just don't know how to throw it. Everybody don't know how to get into it. Yeah, I feel it, man.
It was. I'm gonna be honest. It was a frustrating time because it's just like for me, it was frustrating. People in Cleveland, they still love him. It's just like, hey, that's okay. We ready for next year. We ready for next year. I was like, what about now though? Y'all were ready now. The thing is, Cleveland has inched since we got our new team. We've inched closer and closer to the big dance. You know, we've inched this much every time closer to the big dance. You know, and it's the fact that people just, I don't know, man. It's just, and we just fired a couple of people, and it's just like I don't think it was necessary to fire those people, but you know, it felt like it was necessary at the moment because it's just like don't tease us with a playoff win and then just blow it, you know.
And that's how I felt last night. Like even though we did blow, like I got a nice little script. I had my man Greeny supposed to join me. Let me see if I can get him on here.
Oh yeah, you're doing great with the podcast, man. Good shit. I'm loving it, man.
Hey, appreciate you, man. We gotta come through for your city and come get you.
Yeah, no, for sure. I've been wanting to talk to y'all. Whenever y'all have another show ready, you know I'm coming through to come perform, right?
Oh, 100%.
You know, the last time my car broke down on that freeway and I was pissed. I was like, bruh.
Oh man, I already know you be turning up and that energy is crazy. So for you to not be there, I know some shit had to go on. So it's I already understand, and we locked in. You already know that.
Oh, for sure. Just let me know. I can, as I said, it'll be me. I can bring my team, and I can bring my sip and chill team. You feel me?
Yeah.
Most def. Shout out to Mantra Freshie that just came on. You know, talented artist. I know he's ready for the battle that we're gonna have with him in the city. You know, shout out Janari. Great album, bro. Keep going. You know, but like, dude, as I said, you know, anytime you need me, bro, I got you. I'm swinging through. You still doing the magazines?
Yep. We actually, I just was. Hey, there he is.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on, boss?
I just finished February's issue, so that should be landing in my doorstep with about 25 issues within the next week or two, and then I'm gonna start getting on March's issue and start publishing that probably the next like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Nice. Yo, I'm definitely down. You know, let me know.
Yeah, every so what I've been trying to do is like really, since I'm getting like more on the road and more out there in like the Ohio scene,
Mm-hmm.
I've been telling everybody, hey, if you don't mind, bro, I'm gonna take a picture of you, a nice little portrait, and I'm gonna put you in the magazine. We even if we only have a 10-minute little conversation, it's enough for somebody to get to know you. And damn sure it's nice to have somebody in the Michigan area, have people in the Cali, the Indiana area, and they're all opening up that magazine physical format and being able to read who you are and tap in from a distance. So that's what I like. That's what I really like about it. It kind of forces, because Feeling Good podcast and the interviews and the YouTube and all this and that, sometimes it's hard to get everybody's eyes on it, but if I say, hey, every month at feelinggoodmagazine.com, we drop a magazine. You can look at that shit for free. Or if you want a physical copy, they just cost $11. And it's like anybody can get it, anybody can see it, and then for those that want to really just buy it, they have to do.
Yeah.
But definitely like going back to what we said, meeting you at the Cleveland Captivate, venue. You and your homie, bro, you guys had so much fucking energy, and that's one of the reasons why I hit you up for the DMT, I hit you up for the magazine. Like, trust me when I say, man, Feeling Good is a huge fucking fan, huge fucking
Thank
fan,
you.
and that's why
Thank you, man.
I can't wait to get you here because there's some real fucking talent here that I think that you guys would really mesh well, and
Yeah.
even there's a couple people in the chat right now, Mac Jovi, we got Quindre Davis throwing some fire like a flame. Them boys are they're different. They're different.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, most
For
definitely.
sure. Like I like, and I don't mean to take away from the conversation. I know we got some football to talk about, some heartbreaks, and we got a lot to discuss. But it's just like, just seeing you guys come through to the city and just like really put on for like Michigan. I was just like, who are these guys? And when your boy hit the stage, I still follow him. He's doing great. Like when I followed him, when I saw him do his thing, I was just like, well, damn. I was like, I gotta get him back here for like my sip and chill
Yeah,
showcase. You
we got.
know.
I'll be there for media coverage. We'll do the same shit, but times hard.
Oh yeah. Let's definitely talk. We'll definitely talk. I would definitely love your people, to come through and just like perform. As I said, anytime you need me back in Michigan, anywhere, Detroit, Flint, wherever y'all need, wherever y'all are, I'm gonna swing through. I'm gonna bring my team. I'm gonna bring the sip and chill team. We gonna have a good time.
Hey, say less, man. Say less. Well, let me introduce y'all since y'all are in the group chat, man. This is JGreen, one of my best friends. We really started the Feeling Good podcast. He was one of my co-hosts for like almost every sports episode.
Mm.
So we go back to like episode 1.
Down goes Frazier.
He was on most of them, man, and one of them dudes that really shares a passion for this football shit. When Michigan won, we was fucking headbutting each other, fucking going absolutely bonkers.
Right.
So
Congratulations, y'all.
Hey, appreciate it.
I got salty when y'all beat Ohio State. I'm just like, what is going on? I was so mad.
Damn right.
I think growing up, I think I remember beating them one time, and it was just like, it was so painful to watch every game, every fucking time. Just like,
yeah,
it was always the better team. But when y'all won in 14 again with the fucking third string quarterback, that was when I was like, damn.
They only had 3 quarterbacks on the team.
No matter how much I hate Ohio State, you have to give some type of credit,
right?
Yeah.
And
because they produce good players is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's statistically proven that they do produce good players.
I hate to say, but we're like a football factory, man. And it's just like, if you're trying to go to the NFL, you either go to Ohio State, you go to Michigan, you go to USC, you go to
Alabama,
Georgia, all throughout the South. If you're trying to go to the NFL, you go to Alabama, you go to Georgia. Okay, you go to what is that? Where is TCU at? Because they picked up a couple of people.
TCU is from Texas.
Texas. You go to TCU, second, third string in the NFL. Like, it's just like these are NFL.
Miami Hurricanes. I'm telling you, Miami Hurricanes. They need a little bit better coaching, but they have some good athletes on their team. You know what I mean? Like, they a lot of the NFL greats, Hall of Famers, Super Bowl champions, a lot of them came from the University of Miami. So I'm a very big Miami Hurricane fan. Because of that aspect. They have a very good program.
They've always had a really great program. And it's just like, and I'm not just talking about just like sports, but just education too. And
yes, very much so.
My bad. I'm big on education, especially for the students and all that.
Yeah,
studying psychology and all that.
Yeah. They got a good. If I'm not mistaken, they got a very good law program down there. For criminal justice and whatnot.
I think top 10 in the country.
Yeah. They're definitely a very good school to go to.
Yeah. So talk to me about these Detroit Lions, man. What happened?
We gonna get there. I got a few topics, but
many
let's
things happen. It's ridiculous.
let's introduce this to the like how we should, man. Episode 322. We got Marcel Storm. We got JGreen. And let's just say, man, it's the Super Bowl, but that was a super bold game. That we definitely gonna talk about it. You know, we had Josh Reynolds dropping some passes. Ben Johnson was playing like a Washington fucking.
Let's hold on, because how you just started off. Josh Reynolds dropped some pass. It wasn't just some passes. These were critical game-winning possible passes that needed to be catch for us to be in position for us to win that game. And then you didn't want to start catching the football until it was already too fucking late. You know what I mean? Now you want to start catching. And I said that exact words to Terrell. I said, now all of a sudden this motherfucker want to start catching shit and people want to start tightening up. All we had to do is kick 2 field goals. Even with all the bullshit against us, even with Josh Reynolds not catching nothing, with Jahmyr Gibbs fumbling the ball, all we had to do was just kick the ball twice. That is it. For 2 field goals, we were groovy. But 4th down, Dan
Gamble right there. That's Dan Gamble.
Yeah.
That man put it all on black. He put it all on fucking red. He did. But that's the thing where I do say Josh Reynolds had 2 drops, but I'm not gonna put all the blame on him. You know what I'm saying? It was.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't. That's why I said, like, there's so many different things that happened during that game. It's like you can't put the blame on one person. Like, people, you can't put all the blame on Dan Campbell. He's a good coach that made bad decisions in a critical game. You get what I'm saying? And there has been multiple great coaches that have made bad decisions in critical games. You know what I mean? Very important games. Like I said, if we would have kicked those 2 field goals, who knows what would have happened? You know what I mean? Well, we would have went into overtime where we would have won the game. You know what I mean? We had a 17-point lead that we should have had never blown because our fucking cornerbacks, specifically Cameron Sutton, cannot contain, cannot keep up, can't guard for his life. Nobody. He is a slot cornerback. You understand? He is a slot cornerback that should only play zone coverage, should not be able to play man, because every fucking wide receiver that he had guarded was burning his ass, especially if they know how to run routes. He's not keeping up. You got to keep him in the slot. In the slot corner and have him only in a zone coverage, in my opinion.
I won't give Josh Reynolds that Edelman comparison, Julian Edelman. But if y'all remember, Julian Edelman had a crucial fucking drop against the Giants in the Super Bowl, and a lot of people kind of thought that was out of New England, ultimately forcing and going up with Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
I definitely think Josh Reynolds huge on 4th down and 3rd down. The 4th down pass was a little bit questionable. You know, it got away from
Josh Reynolds is a good wide receiver, but he proved that in a big time situation in critical games when the pressure is on, like when we need this shit, you don't produce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When it's during the regular season and everything's laid back, you're out there making the catches. You're out there, you know what I mean? You look like another Galladay sometimes. You know what I mean? You're just out there catching these good, amazing passes. And
Kenny Galladay.
And now that we're in one of the biggest games of Detroit Lions history, not even just the biggest game of the year or the last 10 years, of the whole fucking history of Detroit Lions being in the Super Bowl era, you aren't catching passes that are literally hitting you in the hands, the arms, chest. You know what I mean? Like, and then our defensive backs can't even catch a fucking interception. Are you serious?
But that's where we kind of talked a little bit about this, off camera, was, do you really think the NFL is scripted? Because, when even before this game, Baltimore and Kansas City, that game.
Well, I think it's scripted because there's been players and officials that have came out and said that it is scripted. You know what I mean? There's been Hollywood entertainers or superstars, if you will, that have came out and said that they have even gotten a their own personal script to the Super Bowl and how the NFL season is going to turn out and all this, that, and the other. So I think it's scripted, yeah, to a certain point. Do I think the whole thing is scripted? No, because that's hard to do in a sports game. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to say who's going to get hit what type of way by what type of player, who's going to catch what type of ball, what type of way. You get what I'm saying? Now, can they throw flags and bring shit back and overturn shit? Yeah, they can. They can alter the game like that. But as far as us fucking ourselves over like how we did, I don't think that was scripted. Like all the drop balls and the fumbles and shit like that. I don't think that shit was scripted. I think we literally kicked ourselves in the ass on those.
So I got to be honest, I don't think the NFL is scripted. As many times as my Browns have looked sorry over the years, over the decades, that shit ain't scripted. All right, because like I don't mean to blow down on my team because I've been Browns fan since I hopped out the womb, but it's just like okay, I'll say like the example, Carolina Panthers. What did they finish their season off? 2-15, 2-14.
So I think they won 2 games, if not one.
Yeah. They was about to have an 0-16 parade, just like my Browns, if they wasn't about to win. And I don't feel like that shit's scripted because it's just like at the end of the day, when we look at the Ravens and stuff, they knew the caliber of game they needed to play last night. And Lamar Jackson and the team didn't play. This is their first time. They got a little too excited. It was like, oh, we've never played this before. And literally, they were playing Kansas City. Like, y'all are playing literally the same team. That y'all do the same plays as Kansas City. You got a quarterback that will run, and Lamar Jackson, you'll run too. You've been doing great this whole season, but as soon as it's time for the big game, in order to get you to the big dance,
yeah,
you mess. It's just like you fumble it,
Yeah.
And I'm just confused. I'm baffled. And I was like, there's no way you can script that,
Well, see, with Lamar Jackson, he was sitting in the pocket. He was sitting in the pocket a lot longer than what he usually do. He's not a pocket passer, and he knows that. He was sitting there, sitting in the pocket instead of scrambling. He didn't even have a quarterback spy on him.
I mean, sorry, cracker.
Oh yeah, you're good.
We know Lamar Jackson, and you're right. He's a scrambler, But I mean, so is Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes wasn't even playing his best that game either,
Right.
Because I mean,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What I want to know is how does the best defense in the league, that is literally the best in like all categories for a defense, allow a known superstar, a Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion, multiple Super Bowl champion, Travis Kelce, to be wide open the majority of the game?
Because dynasty of Kelce and Kelce and fucking
that's Mahomes. Literally all Mahomes was. Most of his passes went to Kelce.
I feel like they want Gronk and Brady. They are the best duo. Whatever you want to make be it, but new record happen. I really do. I think that I think Kansas City's gonna win this fucking game.
Nah.
Kansas. I think they're about to blow them out.
I'm pulling for the Niners. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm pulling for the Niners as well.
I'm gonna pull for the Niners.
If I think the Kansas City's gonna win because of Taylor Swift. I think it's what America wants.
And what's crazy is that That's one of the reasons why I thought that they're going to try to have the Lions go too, like the Eminem Taylor Swift thing. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be because, they were both showing up to like the games and shit. Obviously, Taylor showing up for Travis and the Chiefs. And
Eminem started flipping them motherfuckers
oh
off.
man,
That shit was hilarious.
We're gonna need to fucking fix
I was
this
about
shit.
to
You
say,
guys,
bro, I was thinking like 8 Mile 2 coming out.
Bro, he's about to drop one of the greatest diss of all time.
Dude, what? That was gonna be crazy. He was about to say so much shit about Taylor Swift. You know how he like talking about bitches. You already know it. He don't be playing.
I know.
He don't be playing.
And M is like y'all's hometown hero, man. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of felt bad. I kind of felt bad because I was just like, y'all were up by like
17.
17. Yeah, y'all were up by like 17, and I'm watching. I'm just like, oh shit, Detroit finna do this, And then like y'all fell short, and I'm like,
Very disappointing.
what's going on?
bro, me and Greeny, we were so goddamn excited. We're thinking, hey, about the Lions dominating the game. They're talking about the Lions about to advance to the first Super Bowl. City about to, second straight Super Bowl. About to have rematch game, one rematch. And it was just like everybody on the fucking sports show was talking about it. And then they were talking about the viewership. It reached like 30 million fucking people. And after Detroit went up by 17, it went to like 11 million. So I was telling Greeny, I said, man, can you imagine they calling at home and saying, hey, even though it might not be the crew on the field, this is why I think it's rigged, is because they look so drastically different. And it was just like not one moment out here, back play after play after play after play after play after play. You drop.
Yeah, and I just keep thinking, bro, like the field goals. Like, I understand that like the whole season, you got to where you're at because you took that chance on going on fourth down. But when you are in a game, when you are in a game like that, when it's playoffs, you don't take no chances like that. You get every fucking point you can get. Every single point you can get. You know what I mean? Every single point is critical. Very critical in the playoff game.
Yeah, you can't play.
And it just
like that.
You can't do that.
We talked
I'm sorry, you just can't.
about it already. It's a race to 30 points.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But hey, it just, hopefully he learns for next time.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Speaking of next, how do you feel about Cleveland's chances of kind of running back, and how do you think Detroit's going to fare?
Well, see, this is so. Let me break this down to you, and I was going to say this when he had brought up Cleveland. I think that's probably going to be a thing next year.
Yeah. No, trust me, my team. We know what we have to do, and we know what needs to be done. Arguably, in Cleveland, we say we don't like our coach, but we say that every year for every coach we get in Cleveland. So I'm just
same thing with the Lions. Same thing with the Lions. Dan Campbell's actually the only coach that we have liked in a really long time.
Ain't true at all. I feel like we like Matt Patricia. We had high hopes on that motherfucker. We thought he was going to be the greatest motherfucker.
We had high hopes, but then nobody liked him after like I'm saying like actually like Dan Campbell.
We all
like
Jim Caldwell. We loved Jim Caldwell until he started being non-emotional. That motherfucker looked the same every game. He looked the
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about Jim Caldwell, but Patricia. But listen, Patricia. People didn't love Patricia. People were just hyped that Patricia was coming over because we thought that he was going to take us somewhere. As soon as we found out that he wasn't going to take us nowhere, wasn't no love going to be shown at all. Like, that was a wrap for that. It wasn't like we loved him. It was just we was hyped for him to come over because we thought he was going to take us somewhere.
I'm saying he built the fan base we loved that motherfucker already from not playing the game. Loved him. There ain't many coaches that you could say that. Rod Marinelli, he was the only one where we.
But see, I wouldn't say that. I ain't speaking for you, but I ain't gonna say that Detroit Lions fans love Matt Patricia.
Not more, but Dan Campbell. He came in that motherfucker and was loved. Why was he loved? Because he said he was gonna fucking rip kneecaps off and fucking literally beat the shit out of you fucking in this crazy fucking scenario of a fucking.
And that was right. That was 3 years ago, and we still stand with Dan. You know what I mean? Like
He went 3-13 his first year. He went 1 and 1-6 the next year. Literally, he could have got 2.5 years, a year and a half into his contract, and they could have pulled the fucking trigger. But because Detroit finished fucking winning 8 of the last 9, and then fucking starting now fucking 10-2 or shit.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that Dan Campbell right now is definitely the most loved
Oh, for sure.
coach that we have had in a long time.
I mean, we'll see
Like,
how loved he actually is when we
Matt
play you guys.
Patricia.
We play
Yes,
you
we were hyped that he was coming over because he came off New England. He just came off of a fucking Super Bowl win. You know what I mean? We thought that it was our time right then and there. Like, oh my goodness, we got Matt Patricia. We fucking hyped as hell. Da 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 da. But we didn't know what he was going to be able to do at head coach. So we can't sit here and say that we loved him as a head coach because we didn't even know You know what I'm saying? We didn't know what this nigga was going to do. And then when he came in, he started bumming it.
But what I'm saying is there's not many coaches that you hate. You know, like where you're like, damn,
I'm not saying hate. We didn't really I ain't saying that we hated like all of our coaches and then you know what I mean, like all this, that, and the other. I'm just saying like ain't nobody give a fuck about the damn coach or love our coach like how they do Dan right now. That's what I'm saying.
But if you were to say that 2 years ago, when he was losing, nobody was talking about Dan as this great coach that bit kneecaps off until he started turning that shit around, and we ended the Packers.
Weren't saying he was a great coach, but they were saying he was a good coach.
He's got great, and we liked him. But if he was losing, fuck him. You know, we're not going to continue losing for 5 years.
The reason why they said that he was a good coach is because he cared about his players more than anything.
But they said the same shit about Jim Caldwell. They said Jim Caldwell was a player's coach. Matt Stafford praised him up and down. There was players like Reggie Bush.
But Jim was a good coach too, though. He was in his own right. He was a good coach. He just didn't get us there like how he was supposed to.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like all coaches that we've had out of 10 are liked until they start losing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Dan Campbell, yeah, you're right. He is the best coach.
Yeah, but right. Yeah, I agree with you on that. But at the same time, even when Dan Campbell loses, he's still liked.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, I gotta bounce, you guys. We'll talk. All right.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. Good meeting you.
Good meeting you.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you can't really say that because we've had 2 playoff wins and we were almost at the Super Bowl. So like we already have a biased opinion. We can't go back 2.5 years ago and be like, listen, Dan Campbell is the greatest liked coach because he's going to bite kneecaps off and because he's
you can't do that. But that's not what I'm saying.
He started off from the you know what I'm saying, as a coach, and they were liked from the jump and they love him, and now we all know that. Everybody knows that he was the most loved coach. We all know that. The greatest coach. That's arguable. That's not arguable. It's guaranteed. It's everyone knows it. But what I'm saying is we can't say that very statement 2.5 years ago because you couldn't say that. You didn't know that fucking he was going to bring you the first playoff win. He was going to beat Stafford in this fucking glorifying fucking way. He was going to dominate in the you know what I'm saying? We didn't know that we was going to have 2 playoff games. So like all the information that we know now has us to believe and gives him that fucking.
No, we didn't know it. We had faith in it.
We have faith in everybody. Like I'm saying, Matt Patricia gave us faith because of the things he had done prior. We didn't know nothing about Dan Campbell besides he was a great tight end.
But what did Matt Patricia really do?
He was a defensive-minded coach that fucking won Super Bowls next to Bill Belichick. It don't matter what.
But no, I'm saying like, what did he do for Detroit? Is what I'm saying.
He signed with them. That's what gave him hope. What do you mean? It don't matter. You could fucking be the next coach. They could say Detroit Lions are hiring Jordan Greenwood for the offensive coordinator.
He gave us hope, but for how long? Like half a season? Not even?
It don't matter.
Yeah, it does.
You were kind of saying, I mean, we agree, but you're kind of saying it's a different.
Because after a few games in, I want to say probably like after like a half a season in with Matt Patricia, maybe a whole season, people already knew he ain't it.
But nobody is that Matt Patricia was a fucking coach that fucking was destined to go from the jump. Everyone knew he was a good coach. Everyone thought he could do well. But when he didn't, that's when we started to fucking downplay it. They even
Yeah.
shit about Dan Campbell is what I'm trying to tell you. They went 3-13, and they literally were thinking about pulling the plug. And then he went 1-6 to start the next fucking year, and they didn't pull the plug. They literally kept him out. Let's see how he finishes the year. So what I'm saying is every coach, if they ain't winning, they're on hot ice. They're on the hot seat, whether it's warming up, fizzling up, getting microwaved and fucking slowly getting hot. Either fucking way you put it. But because of the way Dan Campbell has finished that 1-6 start, if he would have went fucking 3-13 2 back-to-back years in a row, don't tell me that we all thought he was going to be the greatest coach, or we all believe still. We still would have been upset. So
Yeah, no, but see, that's with anybody though. Like you
exactly.
can't really be like you can't really hold that against them because that would be with anybody. Like it rather if it was Nick Saban that did that, Bill Belichick that did that, everybody would have said the same shit. They ain't the greatest. They ain't the greatest. They ain't great. How can you be the greatest when you got this much? This I understand that, but what I'm saying is, don't nobody fuck with a Detroit coach like how they fuck with Dan Campbell.
Because of what he's done the past 2.5 years.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like nobody's arguing with that point.
Right.
Well, what coach is all the same.
Like he's a very well liked coach.
What are we talking?
That hasn't been this much liked. I guess is what I'm trying to say. It hasn't been this
Because
liked in a very long time.
Playoff game. Why would
exactly that? And that's my argument. Why wouldn't you? He's the most liked out of Detroit's coaches.
we know this? What are you talking about? What are we arguing here? What I'm saying is
Well, because you sitting here talking about, oh, look, Matt Patricia, look at Jim Caldwell. Yeah, they good coach, but ain't none of them got it like how everybody like Dan Campbell is what I was trying to tell you, and you sitting here trying to argue the fact, yes, there is.
What I'm saying, every single coach we've had in the Detroit Lions program has had the same fucking start that they all have had. Nobody said Detroit was going to fucking not win with James.
Right, but that wasn't the argument. The argument was the like we haven't liked a coach like this in a very long time. And you said, that's not true. Matt Patricia, Jim Caldwell. I'm like, okay, Jim Caldwell, but ain't nobody really fuck with Matt Patricia like that. The only reason why we was hyped with him is because he came over from New England. But as soon as he became our head coach and ain't really do shit, that shit was dead very quickly.
No. We gave the same start that we gave Dan Campbell. If anything, nowadays coaches got a shorter leash.
But next year, do I think that we are going to be back in the NFC if we get better corners? If we get better corners, I can almost guarantee that.
Conversation with yourself. I think you're crazy.
Why do you think I'm crazy?
We are talking about the same damn thing, and you are like almost spinning it as if we are talking about different situations. It's crazy. Make sure you guys go follow.
It's just that because you sat here and argued with me this whole time about a coach being like just as much as fucking Matt Patricia and Jim Caldwell, and that's not true.
You would have to say this statement in 2021 and beginning of 2022 for me to it's like we can't argue this statement. Everyone knows that Detroit loves fucking fucking Dan Campbell more than everyone ever that's ever coached.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like we haven't liked a coach this much in a long time.
Because he's done things that we haven't seen.
So why do you want to argue with me then? So why did you even say anything in the first place about it?
You're basically saying non-biased things. It doesn't make sense.
How is it non-biased? See, now you're trying to make shit up to make yourself seem right. That's why I don't get on here with you like that, because you like to argue about shit that don't make no fucking sense.
He's a Not having his day, folks.
Like, I sat here and literally said, Dan Campbell, we haven't liked the coach in a very long time, like how we like Dan Campbell.
Oh shit!
That's not true. Look at Matt Patricia. Look at Jim Caldwell. Yeah, Jim Caldwell. Yeah, he was a good coach. Matt Patricia wasn't all that. He was a defensive coach. And then you want to sit here and argue, oh, everybody liked him and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, okay, when he first came over here, but when he started coaching, what happened? That shit died down very quickly. And then you want to sit here and keep arguing and try to just make... No, I'm not going to do all that.
Oh yeah.
Nah.
That's a program. If you want to stay with us, Greeny, stay with us. If you want to have a podcast episode, then
Podcast episode.
Either way, Lions quarterback. He did his thing. We're not gonna fucking keep talking about the coaching because, like I said, we're basically.
But what do you think
about the same
about the Lions being able to go back to the NFC? Is it possible, yes or no, if we get better corners, or is it just a one-hit wonder?
We got a lot of shit to do. We got to fucking regroup. We got to keep the fucking same grit that we had. Fucking go into the draft and we got to fucking execute. But we got to have players willing to commit. We're going to lose Ben Johnson as an offensive coordinator. So a lot of things are going to be different. We got to find a new fucking coordinator. We got to get Jared Goff on the same fucking page. We got to really recreate that fucking chemistry.
I don't think we should keep hold of Sutton.
No, he's probably go, but that's what's going to come with free agency. Free agency, you're going to have to make a lot of decisions. You're going to have to fucking get a big body wide receiver that's going to fucking take some of that fucking shit away from some of the times when you are just forced to fucking throw it to fast receivers, forced to find open slots.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you need a big guy that you could just throw that bitch up to. It ain't going to cost you $30 million like Calvin Johnson did. I think we need another defensive end to match the fucking energy that fucking, like I said before in the midseason. Max Crosby, he should have been somebody that Detroit took a fucking shot on. Now, I understand you didn't want to mess up the chemistry of the team. You got to make some pieces. Some key pieces would have been traded away.
Right.
Blah.
Right.
But to say Max Crosby is a fucking Lion and he's an Eastern Michigan guy, he's a Michigan guy through and bred, to have both of those guys on the fucking defensive end for Detroit, we would have we would have done some shit. Because
you're not lying.
Josh Pascal is a great fucking defensive end, but he's not applying pressure. He's not making sacks. He's not getting impact in quarterback pressures.
No Max Crosby.
He's not
for damn sure.
He's not fucking. He's doing his thing. Don't get me wrong. They made it to the NFC Championship game yesterday. But to fucking say that we don't need another defensive end to match Hutchinson would be fucking ludicrous. We need it.
Yeah, you're 100% right on that.
We definitely need another corner. I think we need to hit the free agency, that we need to hit, try to find a veteran that, is able to play with big body receivers like a Stephen Gilmore, but not fucking him.
In my opinion, Cameron Sutton and Josh Reynolds, y'all are gone. Y'all are out. I'm using you on trade day, or not trade day, draft day. I'm using you for probably some picks, maybe a trade or something like that. Something's happening. I gotta get rid of both of you. I'm sorry, but y'all are not the reason, but you are part of the reasons why we didn't win that game. And it showed. And Cameron Sutton, the whole fucking season will get burned, bro. Like by
everybody,
receiver, everybody.
Justin Jefferson, CD Lamb,
everybody, bro. Like
Mike,
anybody that can run a fucking route.
Yeah, Mike.
Like anybody that can run a route, bro. And then it's crazy because you can put them. They put them on the star wide receiver, gets burned. Puts him on the second receiver, gets burned. Puts him on the slot, gets burned. You know what I mean? Like he's out of there. He's out of there. Yeah. He's not a cornerback. You might have to put him at free safety at best.
So what was the energy like for your game situation? Were you just at Terrell's house?
So I was at my cousin Terrell's house, and we're watching the game. We're up 17 points. And the atmosphere, I just felt like it was just like electric. Like it was like an unbelievable moment. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really fucking happening right now. And going into the second half, I said to Terrell, I said they can't come out comfortable. They have to keep the foot on the neck. And as far as I'm concerned, we're still at 0-0. You know what I mean? And after that, they just completely blew the 17-point lead. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck is really happening right now? Because like I said, it's perfect weather. There is no excuse for drop balls. There's no excuse for the fumble. There's no excuse not to kick the field goals. You know what I mean? Like, there was just so much shit that went against us. It was just unbelievable. Like in my mind, I still can't wrap my mind around it. I'm still dumbfounded by it. Like I'm in shock, like of all the bullshit that happened and the things that we could have did to win that game. You know what I mean? Like
that was
like I said, he's a good coach that made bad decisions in a critical, important game. There was drop passes that shouldn't have been dropped in a critical, important game. You know what I mean? Like the DBs not being able to catch a fucking interception or guard anybody to save their lives.
Vildor. Shout out Vildor. That motherfucker had butterfingers, let it hit his face. Him and Sutton, I think they're both players that we could use in backup situations, but they definitely would be on the scout team.
What Goldberg used to say, next. Shit.
Yeah, I definitely thought
who's next?
The positivity, you know, when I was watching it over at my cousin Keith's house, you know, he had about fucking 20 people over there. We were eating good food. And we definitely had Positive Nano in the building. Let's just say that not only did he think that the third quarter was fourth quarter, so it's 24-24, and he's thinking, we're going to overtime. We're going to fucking overtime. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? He literally realizes that the third quarter is the third now, and he's like, oh shit, we got another fucking quarter. He's all positive now. He was all fucking, hey, don't.
Oh yeah. Yup.
And it's nice to have that type of energy.
Yeah.
Here's to me, you know, why I wasn't as positive, you know, because if the Lions, like we talked about, if the Lions were to get blown out, say 30-5, 30-7, you know, damn, you know, San Francisco came to fucking play. They were
right.
Missed tackles. Missed tackles are a fucking huge thing for Detroit. Now, you've seen it last night. How many fucking do we had? About 40 missed tackles.
Dude, all I seen was just like people trying to grab Christian McCaffrey's arm, like his hands and shit. I'm like, dude, there's no way he's out here like Derrick Henry stiff arming everybody right now, bro. Like it is fucking ridiculous.
There was a moment when Christian McCaffrey runs the fucking football, and you see and Q. Remember the yard when Stone Cold he says that's how a white man runs a football. That's what Q is like. He was talking about. He's like, that's what Stone Cold would be saying right now.
Man, you ain't.
But it was to get that positiveness. You know, like I said, I would have been happy if it was a fucking 28-24 loss. We fucking broke it down to the wire and Fran made better plays. I would have been cool with a ton of different situations and scenarios. But to have it be where we just got our fucking asses kicked and we were, you know, that to me is like we didn't.
And then you take Montgomery out.
Yeah, we didn't lose. We blew it.
Take out Montgomery? Really? The man that was getting 5+ fucking yards every time he grabbed the ball? Man. And then they took his ass out when they were on the goal line to put in a third string running back. It was just like I started having flashbacks to the fucking Seahawks versus the Patriots at that point. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah,
you're going to take out Martius and just go ahead and do it. Okay.
As soon as that shit was happening last night, and I seen it was we were down by 11 points, I wanted to go put a Falcons jersey on.
Dude. You got jokes.
I felt their fucking pain, you know, like
Yeah.
although it wasn't the same, and you know, obviously I would feel much better about Tom Brady dismantling the Lions and fucking stupid Brock Purdy, the Mr. Irrelevant pick. But I will say this on Brock Purdy, the little kid that I met at the Native store in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm standing behind him in line, about to buy some goodies, and the little kid behind me sees my Lions jersey on, and he says, "Oh, you're a Lions fan in Cincinnati, are you?" I said, "No, I'm here. I'm from Michigan. You know, I'm just here doing some content. Blah blah blah." He looks at me and said, "Yeah, I'm hoping the 49ers win. You know, so I got a Brock Purdy card, and I'm hoping that thing really skyrockets in value." And I kind of looked at him and I said, "Next year, kid. You know, this year's the Lions year." And you know, they're over there somewhere screaming, happy, you know, trying to sell that card.
Dude.
So it is good thing. I hope you make your money, kid. It came at the expense of a broken heart by me, but we'll get back. I do believe we will get back. I do believe Dan Campbell can continue the success. And if he doesn't, if this is the greatest fucking run that I still think he will go down as the greatest head coach that the Lions have had, unless somebody wins the fucking Super Bowl.
I think next season we gonna end up being in the Super Bowl. I think it's gonna be, but I think when we end up going to the Super Bowl, it's gonna end up being against the fucking Cleveland Browns.
I love this shit bowl.
Hey, listen. I don't know why, but for the longest time, I always felt like that. Like we were always going to play the Cleveland Browns in the fucking Super Bowl. Even when I was younger.
Now, although my man Marcel isn't here to say it, I've been a Cleveland, you know, I rooted for the dog pound, you know, more times than I can count. You know, not only when fucking Johnny Manny Money Manziel got fucking drafted, but I was rooting for Baker Mayfield. I was rooting for, like, you know, just to see that they went 0-16 like we did. It was almost part of it. We were sitting at the lunch table, losers, you know, just like, hey,
yeah,
we're both losers. Let's go fucking fuck the world.
Type shit, right.
I'm a Cleveland fan just because of, you know, the shit that they had to endure, just like we fucking did.
Okay.
But
I think this would be like a classic Michigan versus Ohio game. You know what I mean?
it would be nice.
Oh, the one time for the one times. You know what I mean? First, you know, both of the teams first time in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
And the fact that Cleveland recently won a playoff game as well in the last few years, you know, so things are looking up for us. They got Amari Cooper fucking making highlights fucking games.
Now the question is, in the draft, do they draft a quarterback?
No. You got Deshaun Watson. Either get rid of him or fucking get, you know, you cannot.
Well, I think that's what they're probably gonna end up doing. Either drafting a rookie quarterback and thinking about getting rid of Deshaun Watson, kind of like how they did Dak Prescott and Tony Romo.
Get rid of. You got Joe Flacco. You got Dorian. You got fucking. I don't even know the other.
Flacco coming back next year, though, is the question.
That man had a ball. That man was killing it in Cleveland. Why would he come back?
Because it's about to be his 16th season or 17th season or something like that.
And showed you he can still play unless he could really become the vital backup for the fucking.
Or could he be the starter?
Or he could be the starter with Deshaun.
Yeah, with Deshaun as backup, because you know
Deshaun ain't got to go. He got too much money. He's too expensive to be just sitting on the bench and just collecting money.
He can't stay healthy.
But I would have traded for him. I think you know, Houston got themselves fucking the best deal they possibly could.
They did. Oh yeah, they did.
CJ Stroud is fucking a phenomenal fucking franchise quarterback, and I see him doing big things in the court.
They did a smart thing. They did. Got the offensive player of the rookie offensive player of the year.
Yeah. But we're gonna keep moving on to the onto the show.
Yeah.
Just finished a 4-day media tour and returned to break. Day one of the media tour, we were in Lansing, Michigan, doing coverage for the Junction. We had Astray, we had Gorilla Nems, and we had Maxwell Hatch and several other artists. That day two, it was Covington, Kentucky. We went to Covington, checked out this dope ass. It was like a country music show. The Kevin McCoy band, you guys go check them out.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond great, big band. And thank you for Head to Hart and the DJ introduced me on. Day three, we actually didn't know what to expect on day three. We went to this show in Columbus, Ohio, and get there, fucking there. It was the littest experience I've ever had.
Oh, shit.
Like, I got people fucking shopping. I got people supporting. I got random fucking people asking me if I want cocaine. I got random all this and that. Oh, that's great. And it was just one of those days where I inform that I have never done cocaine. I don't support cocaine, but if you do it, you do it. I just don't wish to partake in that. I'm simply getting high on life, and it was just cool to meet some cool people of that really just whatever way they have fun, it's safe. Whatever way they do whatever they choose activity they do it in a safe manner. And I definitely appreciated all the people that we met. We met people that literally worked at law stands. We met people that literally were artists. We met DJs. We met motherfuckers that pony rides. We met people that literally did all sorts of different shit. Selling jewelry, selling art, selling infused weed, food. It doesn't get much better than that. So
right.
It was a good ass time. I definitely take you out there next time. And then day four, we literally banged out interviews every single fucking hour. We literally had interviews at 11:30. We had interviews at 1, 3, 5. Went over to the mall. Got to do this great store called the Native brand, the Native store. That was in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's like in this big mall complex with a movie theater, and right on the bottom floor. It's crazy, bro. They do a live podcast every Tuesday from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock right in the store. A lot of the things they did, there's like similar things that I'm like, man, I've always wanted to have, a live podcast. I've always wanted to have, a sports store and, vintage and jerseys and all that good stuff. And, although they don't do all that, they do some of the things that I do want to incorporate. So it was kind of like, taking a look into the future of like what is possibly, possibly able to bring, here to Bay City or somewhere close. It was just, a real cool experience to be able to kind of look at that shit, and I definitely got to take your ass there. You would definitely love this store. They do a lot of different retro mixed with today's fashion. So like, say you really love Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes, this is an app. They'll take that image and really recreate it into a native brand store option to sell.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
That's pretty dope. They don't even do like everything. They do limited runs of like 12 shirts, 24 shirts, and they're just, that's it.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. But speaking of pretty cool, we got, with the Lions just losing, it is heartbreak fashion. We are dealing with it. But the NFL draft is in Detroit this year, April 25th through the 27th. And to remind every single fucking to make sure you guys pull up, because it is free entry. You can get in the free entry at the campus, Martius Park and Hart Plaza. It is going to be free for the Lions, so make sure you bring your jerseys, make support, and just know we are going to continue this motherfucking shit.
That's literally the day I'm coming back from, whatchamacallit, from Florida, and that's on 25th was my birthday.
Fuck yeah.
Down there, and hell yeah, I might have to fuck around and go to that.
Oh yeah, we'll be there. We fucking be there.
Most fucking definitely.
Close this thing out. I got a quote from the press. Dan Campbell to the younger players.
All right.
He said, "You don't know which play will ever make a difference. You got to get your heart ripped out twice as hard as it is to get here next year as it was this year, and really takes pride in letting the league know that you ain't hiding no more. Everybody wants a piece of you, so we got to keep fucking fighting."
Right.
And that's
right.
I hope everybody continues to do, whether you're fighting on the football field, whether you're fighting at your job to keep paying the bills, whether you're fighting to make a fucking difference in this world. Just keep fucking fighting and keep pushing on, and keep being a good person and keep inspiring, keep fucking creating, and the world is a better place because of you, man. And Sway Boy Music, my dog, I actually met him at a vintage event. Big shopper, man. And I literally just found out he's a fucking crazy talented artist that has real good vibes, real good music, and the fucking skits it makes are just fucking top fucking tier. So shout out my dog Sway Boy Music, and we're gonna fucking close this thing out, man. Episode 322, the Super Bowl, Detroit versus San Francisco recap. We had Marcel Storm join us earlier in the show. He's got a sip and chill event going. He's in the Cleveland, Ohio area, and just a good fucking dude. So if you're watching this on Instagram, if you're hearing this shit on Spotify, or if you're watching it on YouTube, either fucking way, make sure you go show some love to everybody. We got JGreen or J_Green _989, I believe is what it is, right?
It's J_Green 989.
Sure you go follow him. And then Marcel Storm is Marcel Storm, fire artist that I met at a music show in Cleveland. So everybody's doing big shit, man. We got football coming up for the Detroit Ravens. We're going to be talking about that shit coming up through the year. And we got the Feeling Good podcast. We're going to be fucking, supporting and, previewing some of the work that you're doing. And I appreciate you joining me. Anything you want to, you want to leave them with a closing statement before we kick?
Don't forget to go at 989 Jersey Plug on Facebook, Instagram. Check it out on I believe there's a few videos on YouTube under the Feeling Good podcast channel and whatnot. So go check that out, see what we got in the store and whatnot. Check out some of the episodes, past episodes from all the people that special guests that we had on there. We got people like myself, got my cousin Terrell on there. I believe DQ's on a couple of them as well. Who else? We got some of your buddies, if I'm not mistaken, that was from the military. I think you guys had a live on there. We got a couple local artists and whatnot on there as well. People from other states, some of the vintage clothing that JP goes and gets, some videos of him going to some of his hidden gem places, we'll call them, that he finds all his good vintage clothing. But yeah, go check out all the pages and stuff, man. Show some support to your local independent business and whatnot.
And since he's dropping the 99 Jersey Plug, anybody who shops until the Super Bowl, use code JGreen989 or use code AllGrit for Detroit and the homage that we fucking should be paying. And what a hell of a fucking season. What a hell of a fucking year. What a hell of a fucking class that we had. We had fucking so many key contributing people from that draft class. Brian Branch, Laporta, Jameer Gibbs. Just a lot. A lot
of good talent, good young talent that's going to make a hell of a difference in the upcoming years. That's for sure.
Let's just hope, man, we keep building on this team, keep building on the success, and really just fucking have one hell of a fucking offseason where, hey, Detroit is fucking definitely going to be back. I hope it.
Mm-hmm.
Here, as we talked about earlier, if the Lions were to advance to the Super Bowl, what a year that would have fucking been, because of Michigan winning the national championship and the Lions. It would have just been, But either way, we can't fucking dwell on the not making it. We definitely got to, you know, applaud the fact that we did fucking make it this fucking.
At least the NFC. We at least got to NFC, and you know what? You can't be too greedy with it. You know what I mean?
The fact that they never talked about us at all. They were talking about the Eagles. They were talking about fucking San Fran. They were talking about Dallas. They were talking about nobody in a fucking Honolulu blue fucking uniform. So
damn right.
The fact that we're on their fucking eyes, the fact that we're talked about, the fact that they can't fucking ignore us no more.
Damn right.
Hey, I hope Dan Campbell, like we talked about, learns from the miscues, and hopefully Josh Reynolds and fucking Cam Sutton are fucking traded in a package on game day for.
You fucking bet your ass they better be, or I tell you what, I'm be writing a very strong worded letter.
No, FGP, we signing out. JGreen with the purple weenie. If you don't know, go.
I'm gonna fucking kill you, you piece of shit. Quit telling people that shit. I'll fucking kill.